Hey everybody, Hahani Washte. Looks a little grainy to me, but this is Lisa Wolf, also known as Siava Bliss Gardner, um, among other things. So welcome to the inaugural live stream of Hemp-AID Now, which is currently sponsored by the Hemp Garden, which is a sustainable community project of White Buffalo Nation, which is based here out of Crescent Valley, Nevada, under the shadow of Sacred Mount Denabo, the creation mountain of the Nuinu, also known as the Shoshone. It is where Creator planted those people, those original people. In any case, Hemp-AID Now. Here we are in the 2019 season, hemp growing season. And we are experiencing the repercussions of the changes to the structure outlined by Congress in the 2018 Farm Bill, which said that the determination of whether a particular cannabis plant is to be considered marijuana or hemp was by measuring the delta 9s at 0.34 delta 9 as the marker. Well, this year, Nevada, in preparation for the new proposed regulations of the USDA, which the original authors of the Farm Bill, senators from Oregon, specifically set the standard at 0.34 delta 9 THC. But our friends at the USDA, talking to their friends, it looks like at the DEA and the FDA and Big Pharma, Monsanto, the folks who can genetically manipulate things relatively easily because they have the money for that technology. Anyway, they all got together and decided that rather than just a delta 9 measurement, that they were going to put in place total THC, but keep the point measurement, that they were going to put in place total THC, but keep the 0.34 number. And, the state chapter of the USDA out of Nevada decided a year in advance before it was even required that they were going to place that requirement on all of us licensed industrial hemp growers, gardeners, farmers. So lo and behold, of the 2 strains that the Home Now Hemp Garden grew this year, this was our second year growing, one of them tested hot because it was measured with the total THC. The delta 9s, which was last year's measurement standard on this flower, were at 0.01, barely detectable. So it would have been legal last year. Well, on the 20th of this month, November, we were visited by a very nice young man on behalf of the Nevada Department of Agriculture. And with the help of a neighbor, we took 22 bins of perfectly good hemp and we burned it. And so I'm not the only one going through this and facing economic devastation as a small farmer. There are many, many other people across the country who are also having their crops burned. And so I was talking to my friend Mike Whalen, who's the president of the Nevada Hemp Association. And we said, well, let's do Hemp-AID. And so we are launching Hemp-AID. And I am finding that I'm the poster girl for Hemp-AID Now. Because now, okay, I've had half my field burned, facing the farm, we're struggling not to go bankrupt, as well as we had, it happens, I guess, in the cannabis industry, it's kind of the Wild West of industry, I guess. I don't know what you want to call it. But in any case, we had people who were helping us who stole half of our legal harvest on top of it. It's really funny. You have to laugh. So it's been just a crazy, crazy, crazy year. Well, so now I have basically was left with a quarter of what we grew and trying to stay afloat. So, trying to raise capital, raise money to be able to pay bills and get ready for next year, because I'm a masochist and I'm going to do it again. It's really fun being able to watch these beautiful, beautiful sacred plants grow. Some of you, if you know me, you know that I self-identify by heritage as an Essene, and we have considered cannabis to, some of us think of it as the tree of life, and it's very sacred and it's a sacrament. And our flower, one of our trademarks is we call is not pot. And we haven't built the website yet, but we're it'll be notpot.club. And we've just now secured the Hemp-AID Now website, and hopefully that'll be launching soon. But in any case, so I was already the poster child for Hemp-AID Now, having being one of the burn victims. And then, people, I have a buyer who wanted some of our flower, our legal flower that didn't have to be burned. And I took it to the post office locally here on Thursday with all the paperwork that you're supposed to have to, according to the U.S. Postal Service. There's a statement that you have to print out, and you quote a certain code section, and that you're not in violation, and you sign it. And I had a copy of the certificate from the state of Nevada saying that the flower was legal, and it was on the bags. And I put it in some priority mail envelopes, knowing it's totally legal. And I, sent them priority mail to Wisconsin. Well, the next day, the woman who it was going to, and myself, we go and we look at the tracking numbers, and it says alert. And we're like, oh no. And so I start calling the post office, the local post office in Elko where I mailed it. And I couldn't get an answer from the women I was speaking to. And suddenly, they was out to lunch then or out front. So finally I asked to speak to the gentleman I always deal with at that post office, Rod, who had checked the mail in. And I'm like, Rod, do you know what happened with my packages? And he said, oh, Crescent Valley. I said, yeah. He said, oh, they smelled it in the back. And so they sent it to the postmaster in Reno. So I went into Elko yesterday evening and stayed the night so I could go to the post office in the morning. And I took them a copy of the invoice because, this is a legitimate sale that I'm allowed to do of flower to a buyer with a cannabis business in Wisconsin. So I printed out a copy of the invoice and a copy of the the certificate from the state of Nevada showing that this flower was approved, and dropped it off and got the phone number for the US because I want to talk to the postmaster. I mean, I want my flower back. So I make it back here to the office, and I call, and I get this nice woman at the law enforcement division. And I explained to her what's happened, that I didn't let, the postal people know that I was mailing industrial hemp. And she says, well, I don't see that it's been seized yet, and that she was going to call Reno. I said, I think I was told it was sent to the postmaster in Reno. And then a little bit of time goes by. Well, I have on my phone set up to get notifications about these USPS tracking numbers. So all of a sudden, I have him. I get this notice that my package that has been seized by law enforcement. And of course, when I try to call the 800 number, they're closed for the day. So now I am truly the poster woman for Hemp-AID Now. Now, not only have I had half of my what would have been legal flower that would not get you, as we say, stoned, but would, it's high in CBDs. So it's good for pain. It's good for cancer, all good for you. Feed your endocannabinoid system. It went up in smoke. 70 pounds of plant matter altogether. That includes flowers and stems and leaves and everything. So they've gotten half of my harvest has been given back to the earth. It is now ash that will be amend the soil here in the garden. And now, not only that, but now I've got law enforcement holding on to my hemp that was going to a licensed facility in Wisconsin. So now they've taxed me the value of that package. And this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. So this is welcome to Hemp-AID Now. This is our first live stream. Thank you so much for joining us. Once I'm able to figure out how to have better lighting, how to bring other people in on these episodes and access it from a phone or tablet, so I can walk around and not just be sitting in my office, which is my also anyway. Thanks for joining us, and we will be back. But I look forward. Please comment. You can reach me through Facebook, Lisa J. Wolf. I'm holding my signed Willie Nelson guitar. And yes, we still don't really have a count even on how many people, farmers in Nevada, are having to destroy their crops. But I'm encouraged that the cannabis attorneys, lawyers, seem to think that what the USDA has done and the state of Nevada and others that are holding to this total THC, as opposed to the Delta 9 parameters, have basically committed a felony, that they didn't have the right to change what Congress had set out in the hemp farm bill. And as the senators from Oregon noted, if they had wanted to have all of the hemp measured by total THC and by counting decarboxylated THCA converted to THC, that they would have written it that way. And to thank you very much to the USDA, but that was not their intention, and would you please change it back? So apparently people like me who have complied, and I mean, the value of the flower, of the material that was burned just as raw material, not if it had been made into tincture, oil, or edibles, or some other product, was over $15,000. And that's our, it means we get to go next year. It means everybody might get paid, because we're not all making tons of money over here in the hemp industry, unlike, our sister cousins in the marijuana side of the cannabis, medical marijuana world. So again, thanks for joining. This is our first live stream, and to the mending of the sacred hoop and the healing of the earth. And if you're here for that, for the mending of the sacred hoop, and which was broken at Wounded Knee, and the healing of the earth, then you just might be part of this movement, this tribe, this family. Again, thanks for joining me. Until next time, as my Lakota family say, special love and blessings to my sister Chetka Weon, Dorothy Sunbear, and all of the Fire Lightning Teoshbaya at Wounded Knee, to Paula and Chief Arval Looking Horse, and to all those who respect and honor the pipe and the pipe keeper and the original people who have kept the original instructions so faithfully. Blessings to all. As we say, Doksha, which means later. And thank you. Wopala.